everyone, and welcome to my channel. This is The Life of Jen. I'm going to be showing you how I do my weekly meal prep. Starting off with 4 boneless and skinless chicken breasts. You just want to cut off any excess fat and any pieces that might look unappetizing. Once you're finished with that, put the breasts in the crock pot, and then you're just going to poke a bunch of holes all over the chicken breasts. Now it's time to make the special sauce. The recipe actually calls for 1/4 of a cup of the ranch seasoning, but I was a little short, so I'm gonna have to pick that up at the grocery store tomorrow. And the recipe also calls for 1 cup of the Frank's Original Hot Sauce. It's probably the easiest recipe and it's super yummy. I love this stuff. I will either eat it by itself, or I will put it on top of a salad, or I will just put it in a wrap, in a little lettuce wrap, and it's yummy. It's super yummy. Once you're finished making sure that they're all evenly saturated, you just need to turn on your crock pot, and you can set it to whatever preference you'd prefer. My preference is 4 hours. Now it's time for the sweet potatoes, and you just want to make sure you wash them really good, and you also want to make sure that you dry them off after to prevent them from steaming rather than properly baking. And next step, I suggest you do with a fork, but I do it with a knife, and you just want to poke a bunch of holes all over both of the potatoes. The next step is saturating both of the potatoes in the coconut oil. Then you want to preheat the oven to 425. And we are going to set the timer on the microwave also for 30 minutes. Now it's time for the veggies. You can use any veggies that you like. Sometimes I do bell pepper, sometimes I saute different things. This week I am doing squash and broccoli, and I'm really just cutting everything up here, so I will give you the directions on how to bake them later. And my 30-minute timer just went off on the sweet potatoes, so now it's time to flip them over and put them in for another 30 minutes. So as you've probably already noticed, I am really bad at measuring things. Once I make them a couple times, I kind of eyeball it. And you just want to use 2 tablespoons of coconut oil, 1 teaspoon of no salt, 1 teaspoon of pepper, and then you are also going to be using some minced garlic, and I would suggest about a tablespoon of that. And then you just want to zip it up and make sure you mix it really good. For the squash, you're going to want to use 2 tablespoons of coconut oil, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon no salt, and 1 teaspoon of black pepper. And if you feel like indulging a little bit, you can sprinkle a little bit of Parmesan cheese on top of both of them. Now that the sweet potatoes are finished, we're gonna put both of these in at 425 and cook them for about 10 minutes. And then you're gonna want to flip both of them around right around that 10-minute marker and put them in for another 5 minutes. So I have a confession to make. While I was cooking both of the veggies, I definitely set off my fire alarm, and that was my first time ever cooking squash, so I just had to tell you that. It was kind of funny. And now we're gonna move on to the turkey meatballs. Starting off with 1 pound of lean ground turkey, and then you're gonna whisk up 1 egg. I'm obviously really bad at measuring, so I am just going to tell you what the recipe calls for, and it's 1/4 cup of Parmesan cheese, 1/2 teaspoon black pepper, 1 teaspoon no salt, 1/2 cup of the Italian breadcrumbs, 1 teaspoon of Italian seasoning, and 2 cloves of minced garlic. Then you just want to mix it up real good, and then you're ready to make the meatballs. And then you want to put 1 tablespoon of coconut oil in the pan, and you want to make sure that you're flipping the meatballs at least every couple minutes and making sure that all of the sides are browned. Moving on to the chicken, I always drain out majority of the juices just because when I have shredded the chicken before with more juices, I feel like it was just a little bit too salty or had too much flavor. So I take out quite a bit, but I do want to make sure that I am still moisturizing the chicken once I am ready to start shredding. And then I just add a little bit more of the Frank's hot sauce, and I continue to shred. And that is pretty much it, guys. This is my super easy meal prep, and I hope this was helpful for you guys. If you have a chance, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to support my channel. Love you guys. Take care and God bless.